bobo siya.
Yeah.
Talagang napakabobo, no? O nagtatanga-tangaan siya, no?
Larry Gadon is the presidential advisor on poverty, no, by the president. So, ang sinabi niya, haka-haka lang, ini-imagine niyo lang. Kasi ang definition niya ng poverty ay yung hindi ka na makapunta sa mall or wala kang sasakyan, at saka yung index niya ng kagandahan ng ekonomiya ay traffic, no? Traffic kasi maraming sasakyan. So, that shows to me, no, that the presidential advisor on poverty is very ignorant about poverty and very flippant, as well as parang he lacks compassion, no? Parang, at saka yung kaalaman that he would say something like this. So, what do you think about that, sir?
Simple. It's a simple question, Doc Lorraine. Bobo siya.
Yeah.
Talagang napakabobo, no? O nagtatanga-tangaan siya, no? Kasi nga, yung mga metrics na he was citing are not actually the metrics that you use to measure poverty.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
So, a lot of people know that. No, it doesn't take rocket science to know kung ano yung poverty incidence ng isang bansa. No, all you have to do is look at statistics from the PSA. No, and in fact, no, sa report nyo nga, it was first quarter, no, 46%. Merong Q2 report, no? I mean Q2 survey, no? Second quarter survey ng Pulse Asia. Lumobo from 46% to about 58% na yung self-rated poverty natin ngayon, which is the highest in 16 years.
Yes.
Highest only doon sa 2008. That's 16 million families who consider themselves poor. And at an average number of 4 members in each Filipino family, it's around 4.15, round off na lang natin sa 4. That's 64 million Filipinos considering themselves impoverished. That's more than half of the 115 million peso Filipino population. So talagang napakabobo at napaka-irresponsible nitong si Gadon. Ay, yun na nga ang opisina na nga niya eh. It's just a political accommodation eh. Wala namang silbi yan eh. Di ba?
Oh, sir. Sir, kasi yung I've tried my best to study poverty, no? So, and it doesn't seem like this man did his homework again. No, so for instance, like you said, yung indices of poverty, it's not yung kotse or yung laman ng mall or punta ka sa McDonald's, kasi yun yung mga minention niya, no, na very shocking because he's supposed to be the presidential advisor nga on poverty. The indices are housing, education, healthcare, job creation, clean water, access to information, etc. Diba? He doesn't seem to even know that. So my question to you and to Mark is, what does this say about the Marcos administration that you would have such a person of such dearth of knowledge, no, about poverty, that he's supposed to be advising the president on this?
Well, it's a reflection of the total incompetence of Bongbong Marcos and his whole administration. That I can say. Kasi nga, if you have a quality leader, a quality president, yung lahat ng mga polisiya mo, yung lahat ng mga gusto mong gawin, will redound to, even to the barangay tanod, no? Naranasan na natin yan sa panahon ni PRRD, no? And it seems that this government ay parang wala na eh, walang cohesion, tapos walang direction, precisely because very weak nga yung leadership, no? Yung mga ahensya ng gobyerno ay walang kumpas. Kung mayroon mang kumpas, they are ignoring it and are more concerned of their political preservation and economic gains. So yun.
Mark.
Yeah, well, the appointment of Larry Gadon as presidential advisor on poverty is ill-suited dahil he has no experience at all.
So it's just really a political accommodation.
Yun ang gusto ko sabihin, that this was just an accommodation because he is a very loyal supporter of the president and the first family, and the Marcos family. So, yung binigay sa kanyang trabaho, makikita din naman natin ngayon na hindi naman niya talaga ginagampanan eh. Because he is not even at the forefront of addressing poverty.
What's he doing?
He is now being like a...
attack dog.
a propaganda person of the administration.
You know, this is one thing about this administration talaga. It's so weak that it needs attack dogs, no? And attack dogs on a high level, like the PCO is just, during my time, because I was part of the communications of the president, no? It was so different, no? We understood our mandate. It was really to bring the programs, to communicate the programs, all of the president and the executive, all the way down to the grassroots level. That's why there's PIA, no? But it doesn't seem like it's just a PR tool, no? Of Lisa Marcos. It seems like it's like that, no?
Oh, and Boss Park, no? And Doc, if I cut you off, no? 2 days ago, I was speaking to a former assistant secretary, no? During PRRD's time, no?
Yeah.
Ang sinabi niya, you know, medyo bata din siya, no? Ang panahon na yun, no? Nandun siya nung may parang nangyari ata na may namatay na sundalo or kumbaga, no? Ang ginawa nila, yung sila daw sa palibot ni PRRD noon, talagang busy na sila. Saan nagkamali, meron bang breakdown of the chain of commands, yung strategic thinking na kaagad sila. And what happened was, alam mo yung unang binanggit daw ni PRRD? Padalhan nyo ng isang sakong bugas kasi gutom yun. Talagang halos natunaw daw silang lahat at di makapagsalita because as simple as that, no? Kasi tama nga si PRRD, gutom yun eh, no? So doon mo talaga makikita na you cannot learn this from school, you cannot learn this from all those alta sociedad gathering, you learn it from decades of service, true and genuine service of your constituents. So I was really parang yung balahibo ko when I was talking to the ASEC 2 days ago nga na talagang this is what this government is lacking, yung talagang empathy, no? Yung empathy talaga, yung kulang sila doon. Kaya hindi nga nila na, in fact, no, if I may continue, dapat nga sa SONA nga, Doc Lorraine, Boss Mark, dapat kasi alam na nila we have very modern weather forecasting systems. In fact, nakasubscribe sila, may satellite tayo, no? Bongbong Marcos should have warned the people during his SONA that there's an impending storm coming, it will bring a lot of rains, although we have 5,500 flood control projects, it may not be sufficient, so paghandaan nyo, yung bang ganun ba? He missed a golden opportunity, no? Of some sort of redeeming,
Yeah, Sir Ibi, no? So, you're saying he should have informed the Filipino people about the oncoming storm, di ba?
Yes.
But, given his condition, his mental condition, maybe it's possible that hindi din niya alam. Hindi niya alam that it was happening. He's so indifferent, no? Kasi one of the traits of someone in the grip of a substance abuse disorder is that he doesn't care. The only thing that's in the mind of a drug addict, the moment he wakes up is where to get his next fix. And the moment he sleeps, that's the last thought on his mind. And maybe he even dreams about it. So all of this now that we're seeing right now, that has to be answered. Do you have a substance abuse disorder? Because what we're seeing right now is a president that's so incompetent and so indifferent to the plight of the Filipino people. And we are going to suffer even more. No?
Well, there's no argument in that. And I would even add, no, na hindi lang sila indifferent. They are paranoid.
Yes, very paranoid.
They are acting paranoid. Ikaw, you're a doctor, no, Dr. Ray, no. Yung alcoholism nga, nag-i-induce siya ng psychosis eh.
Yes.
And if you look at merong very glaring yung evidence nung indifference nga nila, no, Boss Mark and Ka Lorraine, no. Imagine the president, no, on the thick of the flooding of Katrina, pinatawag yung mga government officials for a press conference. During PRRD's time, si PRRD nagpupunta yan sa war room.
Yes.
Di ba? Yung nakita mo na yung lahat ng mga nakamonitors dyan, di ba? Nakabarong pa nga si PRRD noon eh. Si Lorenzana ba yun ang nandun? Tsaka si Bongo. Nandun lahat talaga. Yung NDRRMC na war room, no? Yung talagang real-time monitoring of the situation. Itong Marcos na to, nagpatawag ng press con, samantalang dapat yung mga officials na yun should have been in their own departments, no? At ginagawa kung anong dapat gawin. And then secondly, nag-live pa yung PCO during that time na nalasa nga yung pagbaha. Nasa Pasay Hilton sila. I don't know if it was real time or if it was recorded. Nag-live ang PCO. Merong pre-zone na forum. Nandun si Altenco, kung sino-sino ba yun na pinag-usapan yung Pogo. I mean, come on. Hindi pa pwedeng i-cancel yun at mag-report sila lahat. Diba kung sa panahon ni PRRD, no, I hate to compare but we have benchmarked this government and all the subsequent governments to come to that of PRRD. I'm sorry to say, no? So, kung panahon yan ni PRRD, talagang maano sila, no? So, talaga, they were busy kasi debunking the Polvoron video. And pag didebunk nila just hours before the SONA, talagang makikita mo, natatataranta na talaga sila. Instead of focusing on the coming storm at kino-coordinate yung efforts, lahat ng ginagawa nila is to debunk the Polvoron video, which they failed miserably. They were acting like kindergarten kids, desperate to prove na hindi sila nga yung kumuha ng Polvoron. So, I mean, Doc Lorraine and Boss Mark, again, I'm just an ordinary Filipino sitting and looking at how things are going. In my 53 years, ito lang yung expertise ko, yung pagiging 53 years old ko na Cebuano at Pilipino. I don't claim any academic or whatever scholarly experience. Ang experience ko lang at ang expertise ko ay sa pagiging Pilipino at pagiging Cebuano. Yun lang. At yung mga opinion ko, base yun sa aking experience, no? With all the presidents na nakalipas and yun na nga, ito nga ngayon.
Yeah, I will have to concur with what si Idol Evie said. In fact, yung sa bagyo nga, a week ago, it was already like being news, nasa news na na may forecast na nga na may paparating sa Pilipinas. And I can even recall, I was in a meeting with the former Congressman Egay Erice. And pinag-uusapan na nga namin yun na may malakas na bagyo. And that was a week before, itong SONA. So, tama si Boss EB na bakit nga hindi yun nabanggit. And again, I don't know if it's divine intervention or Mother Nature saying na, okay, it's time to debunk now this government and its lies, na pakita natin na kung ano yung sinabi, hindi yun ang totoo dahil ito ngayon ang consequence ng sinasabi nating weak leadership and incompetence.
Also, I want to respond to what Sir EB said, that they had that press con they were tumbling, bending themselves over backwards to debunk the Polvoron video when there's a simpler method of doing it, It's that hair follicle test. Do it. And yet they won't do it. And we know why. Unless they do it, then in the minds of the Filipino people, the president that sits, the man that sits in the highest office of the land, affecting all our lives and the destiny of this country, is in the grips of a substance abuse disorder, Why do you?
Tama.
Yes, go ahead, Sir EB.
Well, tama, Doc Lorraine, and Boss Mark, why would they go through such length? And in fact, they are even thinking of investigating the matter doon nga sa California because Maharlika is a U.S. citizen. Imagine the hassle and the financial expense of doing that compared to just Bongbong Marcos undergoing a hair follicle, blood and urine sampling. Lahat ng sample sa lahat ng top 10 illegal drug substances will not even reach 5 million pesos. And if I may add, no one from the Romualdez, this was a post of SAS and I agree wholeheartedly with SAS, no one from the Romualdez camp and the Marcos camp stepped into the plate and unequivocally denied that he is not using cocaine or coke.
You know what?
Yes.
Sir EB, because you said yung what really concerns me also, kasi nung panahon ni Ferdinand Marcos Sr., sinira niya talaga ang bürokrasya ng gobyerno. Kahit yung AFP, sinira niya. He taught corruption, Naging part ng buhay natin yan, ng gobyerno. And now, when PRRD was rebuilding, our government, I was part of it, and I really saw it really made us so hopeful that here was a man of fierce courage to say no to dirty money, and he made it very clear. No, I made it very clear, not just in words, but I saw it. No, talagang naninipa yan. As in, literally, naninipa yan ng corrupt na opisyal. And when you're an ordinary citizen and you find out about these things, you're happy that it happens because talagang yan yung problema natin. But now, no, all these government agencies that are being used to cover up, it seems, no, for the president, so that it's already eroding the trust of the Filipino people in our government. No? To hear Gibo, for instance, to hear the DILG secretary, for instance, say all this nonsense, no? Nonsense that they insult the intelligence of the Filipino people na Abalos would say yung tenga daw, no? That sort of thing. It's just ridiculous. So, yun yung concern natin. How long will it take for us to rebuild again after yet again another Ferdinand Marcos has destroyed our bureaucracy because of his corruption, because of his ineptness, because of his weaponizing government institutions to run after political enemies, etc. No?
Well, yes, no, tama, Doc, no, Doc Lorraine and Boss Mark, no, and ang isa pa kang nakikita ko is not just the bureaucracy, no. What is now in a very compromising position is our AFP.
Yes.
You know, for over decades, our AFP remains at the top most trusted government agency, no. In all of government, no? Pero anong ginawa nila? Parang they turned it into toy soldiers playing game of the generals, no? Imagine Davao within the span of 12 hours, tatlong directors or chiefs, no? Na rigodon. Imagine just yung nag-post nga ako na 41, but kinonfirm nga ni Inday na it's 75 of the police security and protection group na detailed sa kanya, tinanggal on June 22. And it didn't help pa nga na on July 9, nagpalabas si Gibo Chodoro ng isang circular na yung Vice Presidential Security Group, which is a separate group created in June 2022, has been dissolved and folded into the new Presidential Security Command. Effectively, yung mga security detail ngayon Inday will be chosen by the President's men. And we all know that they already have a falling out.
Yes.
So, talagang the optics alone can tell you na they are bastardizing, I'm really sorry to say, no?
Yeah.
Our military, our men in uniform. And I really cannot understand the audacity of this government to do that to the most respected and most trusted branch of our government, no? And the apparent tolerance, no, of our men in uniform. No, well, I know they are indoctrinated to follow civilian authority by all means, and it would take a very profound event, no, for them to take action. But and I'm sure they are very intelligent people. I'm sure they are talking among each other, and I hope, you know, because four more years of this government, Boss Mark and Doc Lorraine, wala na tayong Pilipinas na babalikan, I think.
Yeah. Boss Ibi, specific dito sa issue nung kay Vice President and security pullout niya, how concerned should we be and how concerned should the Vice President be? And insofar as the military is concerned, ano yung long term o ano yung consequence nito insofar as their moral, their belief in governance, in our administration, and kung ano yung magiging perception ng tao sa military?
Well, in my opinion lang, no, in terms of VP Sara's security, talagang nababahala ako, and she should be concerned. You know why?
Yeah.
The most glaring evidence of that is somebody releasing a CCTV footage of the Vice President entering the airport.
Yes.
On her way to Germany, which is already a scheduled trip.
Tama.
Di ba?
Oo kasi hindi naman dapat nire-release yun, di ba?
Yes, dapat nga may managot yan.
Yeah.
You're violating the privacy of the second highest official of the land.
Oo.
Ibi, can I say
Diba?
something? Ibi, Sir
Doc,
Ibi, no? basically, the message that the Marcos administration has told us, no, very clearly, even I experienced it, no, even SMNI, KOJC, Filipino people, no, is that laws no longer exist in this country. We are the law. We own this country. Whatever we say goes. We can use the PNP as our private army. We can do whatever we please. That's what I'm hearing right now, no? Which is to me again really interesting that from a president who was about law and order, we're now in the presidency that's all about lawlessness, no? From a president who hated drug addiction, who hated yung drugs, no, this drug problem, to someone who seems to be in the grip of it, no? It's interesting to me. What do you think?
Well, I think this government in the last 2 years brought us backwards, no? Decade even, no? This is even worse than the Pinoy administration, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yes, hands down.
I've spoken to a lot of people in law enforcement. You know, I talk to a lot of people as well. I know some. Talaga they're very concerned, especially with the drug problem, no? Kasi nga, sabi nga nila, it's even worse than Pinoy's time. Yung smuggling, you know, it's common knowledge that during Pinoy's time, Cebu, the Cebu port was the center of sugar and rice smuggling in the country. At sabi nga nila na balik na naman sila dyan, no? So, talagang from an authoritarian regime and the first year of the presidency of Bongbong Marcos, we have now become a fully totalitarian regime, no?
Yeah.
Wala na, no? Okay. Kontrolado nila ang House of Representatives. Ang ating 4 pillars of our democracy, kontrolado na nila eh. You have the House of Representatives. Effectively, the Senate is also controlled. Chis Escudero is just rubber stamp lang yan eh. And then you have the executive, lahat kanila. And then you have our Supreme Court na lang na nagtitira, no? Na baka nga, because there's some rumors na baka papalitan yung Chief Justice, which is a PRRD appointee. Pero yung mas importante, Carlo Ren, and you will agree with me probably, no, and Boss Mark, is the 4th pillar of our democracy.